Hi. Oh my God. Wait, I just had the urge to say hi. This is Abby Kenna Music, which is my middle school Instagram handle.
Whoa.
Like I actually felt that spilling out of my mouth.
We're bringing that out of you right now.
That was really scary.
Wow.
Sorry, that was visceral. Hi, this is One Swat Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna, and today I'm joined by Gunnar.
What's up? What's up?
How are you doing?
I am good. I'm slightly under the weather, so I apologize that I sound like this, but
I wouldn't know that you sounded any different.
well, we just met, so that would make sense. But we obviously just got back from about a month on the road, and takes a little bit of a toll on the body sometimes.
I'd bet.
Yeah. I'm in recovery mode right now.
Yeah. You started where?
We started in Minneapolis.
Oh, interesting start.
I know. And then we ended back in LA.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Minneapolis scene.
Really?
I feel like, yeah, I know a lot of great artists from that area.
I mean, it's a legendary place. We played at First Avenue, which is the legendary Prince venue.
The place.
Yeah, so pretty badass, actually.
Yeah, like Hippocampus, obviously. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know Landon Conrath, but he's out of Minneapolis.
Sick.
Super dope.
I guess a lot of good people coming from Minneapolis.
It's true.
Give us a shout.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up just south of here, actually. So I'm a Southern California kid, kind of from the heart.
It's true.
Yeah.
Did you ever like move anywhere else, or you just been here?
I've been here.
Okay.
There was a short time frame where I wanted to move to Dallas, Texas.
Oh.
And that has now changed. But
yes,
I've always been here. I've always thought I wanted to get away for a little bit. Nashville was up there. Dallas is up there. And I think there will probably still be a time in my life where I can and would like to. But no, right now I'm here and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Was it like music-wise that felt like you wanted to go somewhere else, or just like to see something different?
I think a little bit of both. I think I just wanted a change. I think like there's like a lot going on in my life, and I was like, I just want to get out of LA for a bit. But because of music, it's unrealistic unless I were to go to Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that like a quite unfortunate thing sometimes? I mean, obviously LA is like a beautiful place to live, so it's cool that this is the hub of music, but it is still like we have those three options.
I know. Well, and New York, I'd say like there's not a crazy music scene in New York, so it's hard. I don't know. I think LA is basically the only, unless you're making country music, I think LA is basically it. Yeah,
I was going to mention, I feel like Nashville would be an interesting place for your like alt pop situation.
I've done some writing trips out there to try to kind of get some fresh perspective and fresh ears, and like it's been great. You know, I truly love it over there. I don't know. I think we're spoiled in California, and it's hard.
We really are.
It's hard to leave, and you know.
Yeah. It's truly like an Instagram story inquiry away from like a new producer, a new collaborator. It's
also what I realized too is like so many people moved from LA to Nashville. So I go to Nashville to do sessions that I was like, I want to get out of LA and like, you know, meet some new writers and producers, and then you just work with a bunch of people who are from LA who have just moved to Nashville.
Who had the same idea as you.
Exactly. So
it goes.
Yeah.
Well, SoCal born and raised.
Yeah.
We're happy you're back.
Thank you.
Even if you are barely surviving your tour.
I'm very happy to be back. I miss every moment of it.
Yeah.
I think this last run was a really, really special one for many reasons. And, you know, the physical aspect of it is just part of the game. But I think like what I really gained from this tour emotionally and career-wise was like, it was like the best tour that I've been on. That's
so awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, like physically exhausting, but emotionally fulfilling.
I feel like that's the best thing you could ask for.
Yeah.
You know,
that's great.
That means you're putting hard work in, but getting the emotional benefits out of it.
Totally. Oh, well, this is Chef's Choice.
Okay.
We're going to go through a little 3-course meal of your music.
I love that.
Yeah. And I would love to know, if listeners have never heard your music before, what's the first song you would serve up to them? The first bite of Gunnar.
So this is actually like funny that you ask, because I think when people look at my discography as like an artist, it's like all over the place.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is like kind of the way that my career and life in music cultivated was like I started really down the middle pop and was in, you know, a few different situations that just weren't right for me. And, you know, I was a kid and just doing what other people thought that I should be doing. And like had all this music that I wanted to put out, but that I couldn't put out. And so I finally put all that music out at once in like a little project. And then in COVID, I like departed from that entirely and made music that I just wanted to be for live, you know, for the live show. And that was like where this album Best Mistake came from. So that's like a very rock, kind of way more alt leaning project. And now, you know, the first single from where I think the middle ground is that I'm happy and content with is Dirty Blonde, which just came out.
Yeah.
That is like, I think that's the first song from this project that will really kind of identify me as an artist today. Dirty blonde lights burning after midnight. I'm losing all control when she knows my heart is bleeding, knowing she don't need me. Okay, that's a really different answer than we usually get. Yeah. Like, I feel like a lot of people will go with like the Spotify top streaming song. No. But I did notice that your Spotify, it's like from 2022. Oh, yeah. Some of those songs are at the top. I battle with that a lot because I'm like, I fight with myself. Like, I want to take these off because like that is not who I am. Interesting. But, you know, it's like everything is a part of the story, right? I have no regrets. Like, that's what I was going to say. What those songs did at that time got me to where I am now. So yeah. But I cringe at a lot of those songs. Really? Yeah. Absolutely. I like them. Thank you. To be honest, I was literally going to say like exactly what you said, where like I listened to the discography and then Dirty Blonde was like a bit of all of the things and then also something new. Yeah. So that's exactly kind of spot on how I would describe it. Yeah. I'd say like it was really down the middle pop and I wanted to get really far away from that. And so I made Best Mistake, which is like really rock and really live. And, right. And then I found, you know, neither of those were right for me in the long run. I think none of those feel as fulfilling as what I want to do and the music I want to make. And so Dirty Blonde and the songs that are going to come here in the near future are like the middle ground of those two. So yeah, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it's new. Yeah, I mean, and you might get listeners that are like more a fan of the rock thing and they'll have that album and then they'll also have all of this new stuff that's like half that. So no, it's funny. Keep it. Yeah. It's funny because like all, you know, on this tour, right? Like I'll meet people after the show who are like, oh, like I wish that you played this song. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I would never play that song. And I'm so sorry. Yeah. But like, thank you for listening to my music, you know? Yeah. Well, tell me about Dirty Blonde then. Okay. Like, how did that come about? How did this new era shift start? So Dirty Blonde, God, that song is like, I've developed such a love for that song. And I think I had that song for a little bit longer than a lot of the songs that are going to be coming. Okay. And it just always kind of was the one that like stuck out, right? We make hundreds of demos, which I've heard you talk about. Sure. And like it happens. Yeah. And then, you know, always kind of what's new or feels better. And that song always just was like always raising its hand in my eyes. And so when we were putting this project together, I was like, I really want to get in and make this song and like take it from a demo, really produce it out and like really put my hands on it now. And so we did that. And, you know, I'll tell you that song it's so addicting to me. And I feel like it's reacting really well. I've gotten more like response from distant family or friends I haven't talked to, or like music people who, you know, I know but don't know very well. And I've had more people reach out about this song specifically than I think like any other song combined. Wow. Yeah, which is really cool and like, you know, validating, which feels really nice. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I feel like the creative and the direction behind it is very me for the first time, which is really cool. Like it's very, you know, you watch the video, you see the visual mixed with the music and you're like, I know who that is. You know, that's Gunnar. Yeah. And that to me is like a really special thing because I've battled that for a long time. Right. Gratifying to like have it in your hands and also have it in everyone else's hands. It's not just you being like, no, I promise like this one's going to feel like me. Exactly. And people like, you know, I feel like people can see that and they always know whether it's like conscious or subconsciously. Like when artists or people or myself put music out that doesn't feel genuine or doesn't feel like I'm super pumped about it, people know, like they just know.
I feel like I less notice when people are like not pumped about it than when like something does lock into place. Like I notice that one. But
when people are like full, you know.
Yeah, when you can see that it's like, it feels like personality, like it's all clicking. But I would never have looked at the rest of your music and been like, oh, that doesn't feel like him.
Okay.
Like I
appreciate that. I've heard that, and for me it's like I very much appreciate that. It's just hard. It's hard to relate because I'm like, that is so the past for me.
Well, there's also such a lag that I feel like people don't often know if they're not in music, where it's like you might be putting out an album of songs you wrote 2 years ago, but you have to act like that is like how you currently feel, even just like the concept of the songs.
Absolutely.
Too. So I don't know, there's like a disconnect for sure sometimes.
I mean, I wish it was as easy as like write a song today, put it out tomorrow. That would be my dream.
Yeah,
you
well,
know
TikTok
what I mean?
wants you to do
I know. But, you know, the foundations of why things are the way they are is for a reason. And Absolutely. I feel like so many times as well, when a song is finally, you know, finished being produced, mixed, mastered, you know, music video, like everything, it's finally ready to get out. By the time it's actually out, you're kind of sick of it because you're like, you've heard it 1,000 times.
Totally, yeah.
And Dirty Blonde, I think, is like the first song that I am genuinely like, that song is probably almost 1.5 years, 2 years old. Yeah. And I've heard it now probably 10,000 times and I love it every time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And for that to be the one that people are like reaching out the most to you about, that's so validating.
It's so validating and it feels so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about the video for that too.
Yeah. So the video for that is like, the song feels very nostalgic, but also like fresh in a really cool way. And it feels very like kind of early 2000s. And
that's the shit, yeah.
And that's what I think. I'm like, that's the shit. Like, you know, my favorite references are like the old like camcorder, like early 2000s. Like that's my vibe. And I love that. And so I really wanted to recreate that, but not in like a forced way. So for the video, I called, you know, a bunch of my friends and I was like, let's go, you know, spend a few days out in Palm Springs and just live life and have fun. And we're just going to shoot a video. Yeah. And it was that. It was like, we did some performance shots for fun, but like most of that video is just chaos and like what the energy of the song is like how we were living for 2 days.
Sweet.
Which was really fun.
And that's like a piece of like your personality
exactly.
too.
And that's what I mean. Like, I feel like when people see the video and hear the song with it, it's like, you really understand who I am, rather than like a music video where you're acting like this, or you're this character. This video is just like me and my friends being who we are. And I think people react to that, which is really cool.
Yeah. They latch on to authenticity. Yeah. Always.
I know.
Well, now you're in this new era, this new project.
Yeah.
What would be a song, it can be unreleased.
Okay.
That sort of like represents this new step forward for you?
I think the song that I'm most excited to release is a song called Upside Down.
My head stuck in a bucket, flowers stemming from my knees. I got poison in my stomach and I can barely breathe. And I know it sounds dramatic, something's happening to me. I got staples in my tongue every time I try and speak.
I think that song is like, it's so good, and so like, it feels so good, and it has like a confidence and a swagger to it that like came in a natural way. Like, I feel like, you know, I wasn't trying to write a cool song or trying to like, I'm going to act like this or be like that. It's a song that I felt like came out with an attitude that's really authentic and cool and like so different from everything else that I've done.
Yeah.
But in a really, like really, really special way. So I think if people are listening to this, once that song is out, my answer of choosing Dirty Blonde to listen to as like the first song, I might say Upside Down is even a better first listen. Yeah.
Cool. Well, tell me about like the concept and stuff, because I haven't heard it. So.
Okay. So Upside Down is, the concept of it was basically just like living in your own chaos and like, like living in the upside down and like my brain just being a mess all the time, basically. And like, instead of pushing away from that, just like accepting that and being like, that's actually where I thrive. You know, like that's where the art comes from. That's where the passion comes from. And
totally.
So it has a really cool like confidence and swagger to it, like I said, but it's also really like deep in a cool way. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm excited to hear it. I relate to that so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, a bitch with like 4 jobs all the time.
Yeah, I know.
People are like, how are you getting anything done? And when I have like 72 hours to myself, that's when I get like,
manic.
I'm like anxious. I'm like, what do I do with myself?
Have to be moving.
Doing everything.
Yeah. I did a, it's so crazy. I did like a interview yesterday where it was like with an artist who was saying, what would you say to an artist who's like struggling, you know, to like get momentum going? And I was like, that is me whenever I have nothing going on. I always feel like I'm failing at everything. And I was like, the only thing you can do is stay busy and like try to just stay down and get to tomorrow, because tomorrow is, you know, gives you a reason to work through today. Yeah. I don't know. It's maybe it's just like I can't stop moving. Like what is it? The laws of motion. Things in motion stay in motion. And but a lot of people don't understand that like LA little grind set, and I'm always talking about it. Yeah. I've been trying to like honestly push away from that as much as possible to like try and allow myself to have a break, but you have to like write the break on the to-do list. It's fucking hard. And tonight I will read for 20 minutes. And I will not bug anyone on my team and say, is this getting done? Can I do this? What can I do? Yeah, I need to force myself to do that more. So that's what I'm trying to do as of lately. Yeah. Well, I want to hear about like the sonic world of Upside Down. Yeah. As well. So very like Arctic Monkeys, which is really cool for me. Okay, sip your water. Survive. I know, sorry. No, you're good. It's like, I don't know. I think it's very Arctic Monkeys because it has that like, that grit and attitude to it. You know, like it just feels cool. What's that one song, Why'd You Only Ever Call Me When You're High? If you like that song. Yeah. It is so that. Like, I'm going to, as soon as we're done, I'm going to play you Upside Down, and you're gonna die that you just pulled that reference out. Okay. Well, for me, that's like their most like understated, like sexy song. Like 505 obviously is like the sexy one, but that one's like a little pissed too. Why You Only Call Me When You're High is my favorite Arctic Monkey song. Slay. You'll hear that in Upside Down. I'm so excited. Yeah. The Miley Cyrus cover of that. Oh, I would have covered that song. I would have covered that song. I mean, but how can you cover a song that Miley Cyrus covers? No, exactly. Never done again. She's she's my icon. Okay. Miley Cyrus is my icon. This is good. Yeah. This is good. Okay, so then for the new project, it's like we've got this Arctic Monkeys flair. Any other sonic references we can go off of? I don't want to say country because I don't want people to think country, but like I'm a big country music fan, and the storytelling in country music is so special. And there's a lot of like that aspect in it. There's a song, You Changed Me. That song is like... This is one of your songs? Yeah. Okay. It's one of my songs on the project. It's so stripped down. Yeah. And so like the deepest that I've probably ever gotten in songwriting, which is like... Wow. To me, that feels country because I think like country's so real and honest. Yeah. And literally, I'm going to reference again the Dasha and your podcast where she said that what people in country music say, 3 chords and the truth. Yeah. And like that song... is that exactly. So sweet. Yeah, we did an episode with Casey Hill a long time ago. Yeah. Whoa. And something she talked about on there was like the core of country music is less of like the country sound and more that like if you take away everything, it's still a good song. Like no matter the production, it's just the story and like the bones of it. And that's why like I'm reluctant to say country because people will think it's like sonics and whatnot. Yeah, they're gonna expect a banjo. But truly, like to me, what makes country music so special is exactly that. Like you can take everything back and it's just a great fucking song. Yeah. That's why you can cover a country song in like any genre and it's always cool. Oh. Wow. I'm going to play you both of those songs when we're done here. And I know. I'm so stoked now. Wow. Did you mean to write these songs to all go together or have you just, Dirty Blonde might have been like the catalyst sort of? No, not at all. Okay. Like I actually think Dirty Blonde was written before I started putting this project together. Interesting. And I, again, was down the middle pop and then, really far rock. And then I did a tour last summer where I like really kind of found myself as a human being and as an artist. And so when I came back from that a year ago, basically today, I was like, I know what music I want to write. Like I know what I want it to be right now. And I still feel that same way today about that music, which is a good sign. But when I was making this project, like I just knew that Dirty Blonde was going to be something that I wanted to try to fit into this, and it made its way in perfectly.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Is the writing process looking any different? Like, are you collaborating a lot? Or are you sitting at home writing on your guitar?
There's a few songs on this that are definitely more like introverted and that I definitely started more by myself. But I think,
for sure.
I think one of the greatest things in this amazing industry is being able to collaborate with people who are so good.
Yeah.
And I worked this project with a producer and, one to three writers, kind of a few different sessions with 1 to 3 people. And I just feel like they understand me, I understand them. Like it's a true, authentic relationship. Mm-hmm. I don't love really getting in and working with new people as much as like the relationship that I built over, the last 5 years with people who I really trust and who know me. And, as an artist in a session, you always are the one who's guiding everything. And it's really nice to be in sessions where someone else knows kind of you in a way where they're like, I don't think that's you. And I'm like,
That's big.
Yeah. Like
even just to like let them take initiative and like be able to trust that they.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's special and it's hard to find. And I'm very grateful for that. And, you have to trust the people around you. I think that's the biggest thing that leads to success is obviously your drive and your work, but also trusting the people that you have surrounded yourself with.
Yeah. I mean, you have to like give up control a little bit.
A little bit.
This is like.
Sometimes more than you want.
Oh, 100%. But like this is literally the most personal job you could have. And yet you have to put it in someone else's hands sometimes. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
It sounds like a project where you have a huge emotional stake in, but that it's like really paying off.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I'm hoping. We'll see when it gets put out. We'll see what happens. But
I have hope.
I do too.
Yeah.
Hope is what keeps us going.
That's right.
So I'm really happy with the project. And, I think when it comes to releasing music, there's a lot of stress always on like, how will people react and what will this do? And for many songs on this project, I'm very proud to say that like doesn't matter as much as it has in the past. I just want it to be out, and I think they make me feel happy and make me feel fulfilled. So I think that they're going to connect with other people. But that's really all that we can do is like make music for ourselves that we hope helps other people. Yeah,
and then you release it and
let the world do what the world does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for a third track, I'd love to know like a personal favorite from this project or a B-side, honestly, like from your past discography.
Ooh.
One that really still like, rings true to you.
That's a really, really good question. Can I answer both?
Yeah.
I think the B-side, I think a song that I still like listen to and I'm like, oh, fuck, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a song Nobody Knows, which is like, I played it live a bunch, so maybe that's why I'm connected to it as much as I am, but it's a song that's just, I'm like, if I redid this, it would still be who I am, which is a cool feeling.
Sweet, yeah.
But for this project, I'd say a personal favorite that's kind of like, I mean, it's not out, so who knows what's a sleeper song and what's going to be like, the top songs from it or whatnot, but there's a song called This Is Now that I really love. I wrote that with some of the guys from Maroon 5, which was really cool.
Whoa.
And
that's awesome.
Yeah. And like James Valentine plays a really cool little solo on it. And like, it feels very almost like Stapleton real, it's like has bluesy aspects to it. Again, like country-esque.
Sure.
And that just makes me feel something. So I think that's a special song for me.
And hailing to the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's right. Maroon 5. That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Oh, I'm super like excited to get used to this new Sonic.
We'll make sure you get all of it, but I have to watch your reaction when I play you Upside Down just because of what you said.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I have some closing questions.
Okay, bring it on. We're on dessert, I think.
Well, that was our dessert.
Okay.
Unless you have another you would love to highlight.
I'm a big dessert guy, so let's keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to know if your music was a candle, what scent it would be.
Whoa. That's a great fucking question.
Thank you.
I think I would have it be like a mix of like cinnamon, vanilla, like kind of a sultry, like
it's warm.
Yeah, it's warm, and you feel kind of like it's the candle you like light when you're ready to like be in a good mood or like a good vibe or like dim the lights, you know.
Self-care night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it just there are songs that are gonna make you cry. And there's songs where you're going to be like, I'm a bad bitch tonight, you know? Like that's
we need both
We
sides.
need both of those, but I think like a cinnamon vanilla, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the scent would be called, but like a little chocolate chip banana bread kind of smell.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I would love my home to smell like that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
We might have to do that. That might be a side venture.
Okay.
Side Once to watch Gunnar candle.
That's right.
We'll think about
I'll think about a good name.
Yeah.
The Dirty Blonde candle.
Oh.
Instead of chocolate chip banana bread, it's like blonde brownie.
Yes.
Like blondie.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm hungry. I'm starving now.
I would also love to know what your favorite sound is right now that is not music. Like life sound. Sound in the world.
This is funny that you asked this too.
I
recently moved. And I was robbed. That's why I moved. I was burglarized.
No way.
Very violating.
Whoa. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's a great story. But
now maybe.
why I moved is now I've moved and I've never had this before because we're in LA. But we have frogs like running around our house and area.
Yeah.
And constantly all night long you hear like the ribbits of frogs, which is like so just unexpected in LA, but I fucking love it. And I'm like, that is my favorite sound right now.
I would kill for that.
Yeah.
I had a pond in my backyard growing up, and we didn't put frogs in it or like tadpoles, but one summer we just like woke up and it was filled with tadpoles. And so at night we would always hear frogs. That's a great sound.
So I'm going to end with a funny story about it.
Please.
So as I was I've gotten to know my neighbors now pretty well.
Yeah.
And so I was talking about the frogs. I was like, I love the frogs. Like, you know, what's the story here? And I had no idea. The frogs, I guess, are not native. They're not like from the area.
Oh boy.
One of the neighbors didn't like the barking of the dogs of one of the other neighbors.
Oh my God.
And so he tried like putting in, I don't know what he did. He put in like a fountain. That didn't work.
to cover the
barking. And
Okay.
the last resort that he did was he put a pond in his backyard and put like hundreds of frogs in it, or tadpoles that are now frogs. And now the entire area has like been overrun by these frogs that this one person put in. And that's now my favorite sound because someone didn't like dogs barking.
Wow.
Isn't that
like
hilarious?
modified the ecosystem.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Pettiness.
And that's so cool.
That is like a commitment to a cause if I've ever heard
I know. But it's like, if you don't like the sound of frogs, this person screwed the entire area because it is all you can hear at night.
But good for you.
Yeah, I like it. I'm going to sample it in one of my next projects.
You should. Honestly, that'd be very like nostalgic.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, my very last question.
Bring it on.
Is I would love to know who your ones to watch are. Who are you listening to?
My ones to watch, it's another great question. This is biased because I was just on tour with them, but I'm a huge fan of Jaden's new album.
Yeah.
I've really gotten to know those songs really well, and I just think the writing and the approach behind them are so beautiful, and like I think this project for him is so great. I really like the new Camila Cabello. A few sounds from that project.
That's
cool.
I
know, but I do. I really fuck with. I like the Drake song in that project, and then there's one that samples what is it? Pitbull. Yeah, the one that samples that song. Whatever that's it's called Boat. Yeah.
Our resident pop girl.
That song is so just like turn that shit all the way up and just like sit outside with glasses on and just feel nothing but that. Wow. I love that song right now. And then obviously huge country music fan, so like I mean it's like Zach Bryan is like the greatest artist to me right now.
But of course.
But he's not one to watch because everyone's already watching him.
Yeah. I feel like that's a cool thing to know about you, though, and like your artistic lens. Yeah.
I just love the authenticity, like the realness of it. Yeah. Like his album is a live album, and I don't know if a lot of people realize that when they listen to it. Like, there's no get in the booth, record a vocal, try it again. Like, that is recorded live.
That's crazy.
Which is so, like, it is so hard to do that. You have to be so talented, and you have to have a band around you that's so talented to be able to do that.
In.
Yeah. And so it's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to actually give that album a rundown.
Oh, like Hey Driver, the song that like, you know, blew up. Like that song is so perfectly imperfect, you know, and there's like, you know, someone in the band singing with them that's like off key at certain parts, but it's like, that's what it's about. That's what music is about. And it's live. And I love it.
That's why we keep going to shows.
Yeah.
Like, you can never kill that.
And then I will also say my last ones to watch, which is also, everyone obviously knows Post Malone, but the country project that he's doing is incredible. Yeah. So just like exactly what I would ever want Post Malone to do.
Wow, I love this.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have one for you.
Uh-huh.
They haven't released music in a while, but when I was listening to your like older stuff, I heard the Rex so prominently.
Whoa.
Do you know them?
I know a few songs, but I've never heard that.
Like a car wreck, like WRECKS. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like maybe one of my favorite bands ever.
Whoa.
I'm a diehard fan. Yeah.
Are they early 2000s?
No.
What is the song? What are the songs? I know two. I feel like I know two songs.
First EP, I think it came out in like 2018, but like Favorite Liar is their first single. And I hear a lot of that sound.
Fuck Somebody.
Oh my
God, yeah.
When that song came out, my college roommates like banned me from singing it around the house.
I'm going to listen to this for the next week.
Their recent album is insanely good. Wow. But I hear a lot of like songwriting similarities between you guys. So yeah.
I'm so excited to dive in now.
Yeah, totally do it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, all great like producers and stuff too. So
I get a lot of, with Dirty Blonde, I've had a lot of people on this tour say that it like reminds them, and I remind them of like early 5 Seconds of Summer.
Such a compliment.
Such a compliment.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want to write, like, I want to write songs that feel big, you know, that feel like they're supposed to be played in an arena, you know, and like from small sonics in the records to like melodies and hooks and, you know, chanty sing-along choruses. Like, they did that from the jump so well. Yeah. And like, I will take that compliment all day long. There's
a reason boy bands are forever loved.
Yeah, I guess.
Tap in.
I'm trying.
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. This is so cool. I've been a fan and have wanted to be a part of Ones to Watch for a really long time. So
that's sweet.
I'm grateful to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
I'm excited to be on this wall with all these amazing people. I know, we've got
spots right for you.
Woo! What happens when you run? You can only do 2 more, I think.
That's it, actually. End the whole thing. I don't know what we're gonna have to do. We'll see.
I love it. Well, thank you for having me. Thank you so much, everybody.
Once again, this is Ones to Watch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna, and this is Gunnar.
Thank you, Abby. I appreciate it.
Listen.
Stay tuned. Go check it out.